Hello, my name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about what my role was in the creation of the Warrior Boxing Club website. So I'm just going to firstly start off just with a brief overview of the entire website so that we know sort of just what the layout and that of it is. So just as you can firstly notice here up in the top corner here, we have the Warrior Boxing Club logo, which I helped design myself along with Nunez, who then we both just finalised the idea then once I had the original one created. Then obviously the next thing you can see here is the nav bar. So again, just a nice hover over effect just to change the color to so you know what tab you're actually clicking onto. Above this then we have the search bar just to allow you to search through things throughout the website. And then right in the middle here, just as soon as you load the home screen, we have the animation. So as you can see, the Warrior Boxing Club logo comes up in the middle, which is a nice effect. It also then disappears and comes back again every few seconds. A nice effect that we also have is once it's hovered over, the mouse or the cursor actually turns into a boxing glove, which is quite a good effect, and it fits well in with the theme of the website. So basically that's the animation. And then we also have a hide button here just so that you can hide it. So basically if you don't want to see the animation on the home page, you can just click that button, and then once you unclick it, it actually appears again. So it's quite a nice effect. Next then we just have sort of information just on each of the sections that you can go through, just for bootcamp, personal training, membership, just different things on the website. Then next here, then below that we have just basically a footer, just including the address, the opening hours, and basically links to social media, which also have a nice hover over effect. And then once again, we just have another navigation bar here just at the bottom. So basically now onto the parts that I did really. The gallery was the main section that I was part of. I created the image slider, basically just to show a few different images that was taken by Glenn himself for this. And basically, as you can see here, once you hover over it, just a brief word just comes up just to explain what sort of move or hit is actually in the picture. So as you can see, this one is just a hook, and basically once you hover over it, it actually pauses it so you can look at it more, and then once you take the cursor off it, it just goes away then. So as you can see there, it's just basically that's the gallery just done there, just the way that loads. Next then is the events section. As you can see, it's just really a nice layout, just to different things. Again, with another hover over effect, just so you can actually click into each one and read more about it. So originally I had got it done so there was just 5 across the screen, but then as a group we decided, along with Nunez, just to um, basically to put it to the 6 across the screen rather than 5. So just to show again what it originally looked like there, I just have this other link here. Now the pictures aren't there at the minute because we have linked the file obviously to a different folder, but this is just the original way basically I had the page designed. So just the 5 small icons across below the gallery really, and that's what we were intending to use. And then it's just basically Nunez just thought that perhaps maybe six looked a bit better just really across it rather than just the 5. So we've spread it into a nice table pattern, and just really with the divs here, it's just a simple div pattern really. And as I said, just the hover over effects then to read into more. So if we just have a quick look at the code of this here, just open up Dreamweaver here, and here we have it here. So basically this is the CSS for the page, for the gallery. So again, basically here's the content slider, which is just the holder for the actual image slider in it. So this is just the width and height, and just a bit of a margin around it as well. Now the actual slider is here then below it, so we have just the things like box shadows, bit of a border, just that's the yellow border you can see around it, and width and height again set here, and that's just for the size of the images. And basically just to put the position in place, we've also put position relative. um, Slider, this is just obviously each of the images then for it. As I say, they are all set to the same width and height as the actual holder for it, so it just all fits nicely in place. Um, Basically here's the animations here. As you may have noticed, there's 5 images in it, so this is just again just to make sure that it works across other platforms and other internet, basically internet users. Um, as you see, the cycle is for 25 seconds it lasts. Um, Basically each image is on the screen for approximately 5 seconds, which obviously 5 times 5 is 25, which makes up for this. The linear means that it's moving up rather than across. And then we just have some other things here, just again to basically sort of the transition between the images. So again, this is just for fading. As you can see, 0.3 seconds ease in and out. So again, it's just really so that while the images is disappearing, it's not just going flat across the screen, it's actually sort of fading out. Um, and as we move on down here, you can just see for the actual animation, then these are just the actual cycles here that we have. So position of the images at each percentage as it's making its way through the cycle. So as you can see, it's just slightly moving up and changing the Z index, things like that, and the opacity. So we have this just for, as you can see, obviously the 5 cycles here, just to, because there are 5 images really in it, we thought we'd limit it just to the 5 cycles as well. And then again, here's just another one, just basically another cycle again here. So as you can see, it's more or less the same code as before. And again here, the full expand, this is for the animation bar, which Munez was working on. So obviously he'll be explaining about that in his own video. So the next page then that I had a part of was the contact page, which is here. So basically, as you can see, um, what my role in this page was, I didn't actually implement the code into the website, but my role was basically to get the code and create the form, and also the map here that you can see below. So just basically the form, it is quite simple. I wasn't actually aware before this project on how to create a form like this, but having researched it, it is actually quite simple. You know, it is just really a few lines of code, which you can see here. So it's just the CSS for this first of all. So contact form again here, just width and height, and then just the map as well here. So again, it's just a few different bits with the contact form. So the form itself, as you can see, it's just the width and height really set of it, because it is just mainly a HTML form. So if I can just get that up here now, I'll show you. So here it is here. So the form, as I say, it really is just getting the layout of it right. You know, it is quite simple once you get it going. Um, as you can see here, there's just basically the label for the name. So the name is obviously, as you can see here, just the name. So the actual section of the form, just here. Then the input type is text, so it just means that you can actually just put, basically a name, because your name is just going to be letters. And the ID again is just name, just for because just to make it easier for us to know what we're actually working on. And the placeholder is name, so it's just really this here. So until you start typing, it's going to automatically show up names. Just another reminder of what you actually have to enter into it. Again, it's just the exact same thing with email and your message. So again, input type, email and message. You know, so it's really it is quite straightforward once you get it going. And again, just a submit button. It's basically, it is just a button type, and it is for submit. So again, it's just, we just have it here, so it says send your message, which obviously it is a nice feature rather than just an original submit button. So the next part then was the map, which we have here. So again, it was my role just to get the code for the map here, which again was actually quite straightforward once I actually found out how to go about it. So basically, I found that the easiest way was simply to go to Google Maps and search for the location that you wanted. So for this case, just to keep it simple, we've gone with the Dundalk Institute of Technology location on Google Maps. And basically, on Google Maps, there is a section for embedding of code. So I've just taken the code really and implemented it here into a different page. And then, as you can see here, this is just it here. So it's just an iframe code. Um, Again, you can change the width and height of it just to match different things. So obviously, because we have it here in because we have it in our CSS inside basically a wrapper, we have basically just set the width and height to suit that there. So that's why the width's at 100% and the height's at 400. So again, there's no border on it either, just to match the wrapper that it's actually sitting inside. So that's more or less what my role was in the creation of the website. As I say, the logo as well, I did help create it along with Munez, who I had created the original one, which I'll just show now actually, just so you can see what it looked like. Okay, so I'll just load this here then. Here we go. So that's the original that I had come up with. So obviously you can see it is, more or less the same. We've only really played around with a bit of color change, and it is using the same font and the same basic image, but we've just basically made the text a bit bigger and changed it into a sort of hierarchical format so that it just really suits the website a bit better, I think. And then we've changed it so that it's just basically white and then clear then, so it just fits in with the background of the website as well and the overall color scheme. So that was really my role in the website here of creating this website. So I am happy with how I do feel that I had a good help within the group. So I am happy with the way the website turned out as well. And obviously overall I think it does look quite well. So thanks very much for your time.